All right, so this is my last few minutes of the 100-hour fast. And I just woke up. It's almost 4 a.m. on Monday, January 26th, 2026. And I haven't eaten since last Wednesday. And the last 2 nights have been waking up every couple hours. And so this morning I got up at 3. It was like literally 3 o'clock on the nose. And couldn't sleep the last hour. I was like, well, I got 1 hour left. So just kind of laying in bed and thinking and praying. And yesterday in church, we had communion, which I didn't take. And so my buddy Jimmy said, hey man, you should actually break your fast with communion. So I'm going to do that. And so I've been just praying and thinking over the last 55 minutes. And I have not reached a place of nirvana or found any relief from the hunger aspect of this. And I'm not sure what people are talking about when they say that they don't feel hungry. I watched one video and the guy said that it took him 8 days before he lost the kind of urge to be hungry. And so this is really like reminiscent of ultra running in that regard, where you kind of lose the love of it, and after a while it just becomes like a grind, like something that you have to do. And I mean, even at this point, for the last 2 nights, I think the biggest physical thing that I've noticed is I feel like my heart is like beating hard, like my blood pressure is maybe high. I don't know if it's even true or not. I mean, I haven't been medically supervised. I think maybe next time, a few kind of takeaways that I'm grabbing from this is next time I want to be better about the time that I start, because this was kind of on a whim. And I also would like to do like regular checks on my blood pressure. I can also get ketone strips to see where my body's at in the keto process, and just be better about monitoring my, reactions to the fast if I do this again. And I think yesterday I was convinced that I was not going to do this again. So I don't know. We'll see how I feel. But, the other thing is I was going to drink this broth that I've been making for like 40. Well, I'm cutting it 12 hours short, so it's only 36-hour broth instead of 48. But I've been making that since Saturday. And I'm just going to eat my eggs and sauerkraut and avocado, because this is, I'm hungry, man. And I don't know if this is all psychological or physical. I mean, my stomach's not rumbling or anything like that, but this has definitely been a grind. And it reminds me of my first marathon. I walked the last like 7 or 8 miles, but I was determined unless I left on via ambulance that I was going to cross the finish line. And, it took me 5 hours, 23 minutes or something like that, which was way longer than I had planned, but that's what it is, man. And I had this fantasy a couple days ago that I was going to last, until noon and have this big, like, ceremonial thing. But I'm like, I hit the 100 hours, and that's what counts now. And kind of crawling across the finish line. But, another thing I learned through this process of just 100 hours, I'm saying just 100 because now I'm learning there's people that do this like for 40 days, which is like 2,000 hours. It's nutty, but is the three aspects. This might have started with a mental thing, like there's your body, soul, and mind. And I might have started this as like a mind thing or a body thing. Maybe I started as a body thing. And then that turned into my mind and has evolved into my spirit. And yesterday, the pastor talked about faith, and that's what I've been praying about for the last hour is, oh, there went my watch. Been praying about faith, and give me faith that what's on the other side is better. And this is a life lesson because that faith also carries into everything else in life. My spiritual journey, my mental growth, and my physical perseverance.